What is going on? Today we have a brand new coin out called the No War coin, and we have its developer on the line in the hot seat, and we're going to be grilling him today, getting inside his brain, trying to figure out how he thinks, and he's going to tell us exactly how all the No War coin operates. Okay, so if you're new to this channel, my name is Aaron. I'm a brand new crypto investor in this space. Okay, I'm brand new, but I got a lizard brain, gorilla arms, and diamond hands, and I feel like myself as a cowboy in exploring the wild west of cryptocurrency. And this whole adventure has been just phenomenal and full of scams and wealth producing opportunities. And I'm just looking for good people to surround myself with that I could trust on and trust their projects, that they won't rug pull you, they won't scam you. You know, there's so many out there. So if you want to follow along in my journey to one Bitcoin, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the notification bell for any timely updates. And of course, give me a like button if you're feeling like a generous person. A lot of people don't hit that button. And for whatever reason, if you hit that button once a month, next time, please remember me on this video. Now, I need to give you some context if it's your first time watching one of these videos. I interview developers on their tokens, on their coins, on their crypto projects. And the reason why is because when I was new, I'm still new, which was like 2 months ago, I was doing research on various projects, cryptocurrencies to invest in. And then I found YouTubers, particularly 3 of them, who would tell me to invest in this project. Like, this is awesome, it's gonna go to the moon. I was like, okay, yeah, sure, no problem. And and then go donate or go invest my money, and then I would lose the money. And then I would keep doing it. I'd keep listening to these guys. And then my platform started getting built up. I started getting like 2,000, 3,000 subscribers. And then other developers would come to me and say, hey, we want to promote on your YouTube channel. And then I was like, yeah, sure, this is kind of crazy. And they would pay me, and I would like, hey, they wanted to pay me. And I said, hey, look, I don't feel comfortable, just kind of promoting your coin. I don't know anything about it. I'm just going to read your website. And they were like, oh, YouTubers do it all the time. This guy did it. And they mentioned the YouTuber I was listening to. And I was like, what? Well, how could... I felt betrayed. You know what I mean? I felt a little betrayed. And so what ended up happening was I came up with this like win-win-win scenario because, and also the developer wasn't happy with that YouTuber. And so I came up with a 3-pronged win scenario. One, an interview format lets the developer defend his or her project at the highest level because they're energized and they're pumped about it. 2, I get compensated and removed as the third-party bias. So, I'm just kind of bringing everyone together. And 3, you as the viewer, as the investor, as someone who has their hard-earned money trying to figure out who to invest in, you get the best source of information. I mean, it's even better than you just scrolling on the website. It's like you're literally downloading, and you're like through me vicariously talking to them. So I've been getting a lot of these developers reaching out to me, and I keep saying, hey, you know what? Hop on this video, show your face, dox yourself. Like I'm tired of all the scams. I really am. And honestly, probably about 1 out of every 10 people, or 9 out of every 10 people say, sorry, we're not going to do that. But then there's that 1 out of 10, and they say, you know what? We believe in our project. We believe in our coin. And so today we have that 1 out of 10 person in David from No War Coin. David, welcome to the hot seat.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for putting me in the hot seat. I already have so many thoughts and ideas and comments I want to share with you just about everything you just said. But for the sake of this video,
okay,
let's focus on some questions from you so you can grill me as hard as you can.
Yeah. No problem. So I'll ask you, but I think we need to know who you are. I want to know your origin story, your background story. Who is David? And tell me a little bit of
if you want to know my background, I spent my entire life accidentally and genetically getting into surgeries and injuries. Went into mechanical engineering and then biomedical engineering as because I was so focused on the human body. 16 surgeries, by the way, so far. I've got this. It came out of my shoulder. Very fun. But basically, that gave me a lot of knowledge of programming and coding and beta testing medicinal like medical devices. You think they just pop online. No, you have to test all the coding for those. So I spent some time consulting to universities and research institutions about how to use specific programs and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And eventually, due to COVID, I became unemployed entirely. They couldn't get any grants anymore to pay me, and I had to figure out a way to make money. I tried to find a job any way I could for a long time, and then I dived into the deepest, darkest abysses of the internet, and I found the trenches that you guys might find yourself in now. The birth of coins, where they come from. I initially did some beta testing and tutorial videos for different things related to crypto. You might have seen one of my tutorial videos, but that is a bit of my background.
Wow. Wow. So COVID then brought you into the crypto world to
Yeah,
birth a
COVID
coin
actually
then.
kind of
Is that
brought
true?
all of our team together. You might see them on our website. I know there aren't here right now, but there are 5 of us. There's me, Mark, Imad, Zoe, and Gianluca. We're spread across the UK, France, Sweden, Spain, and we all
Hmm.
got together because we all were successful in our fields beforehand, all intelligent people working along with the skills we had gathered, and we were all out of luck when the COVID hit.
Awesome. Awesome. So bad things
Yes.
lead to good things then, which is great. So so you said you have comments on my intro and some of my thoughts on that. I'd like to get there right now, but so just so you know, we're gonna get to No War Coin for sure. But I want to get to these comments of yours, and the reason why is because maybe they'll help me inform
They will.
where your
I
birthing
mean,
point
this will
is.
just help
So
inform any of you. I mean, coming as a new crypto investor, you can't be that new. You've been here 2 months. Learn a little bit, please. If you've been here just from, if you just got started, you should realize that there are scams, there are fake things that can happen in this world, especially in,
yeah,
I think you've said in one of your videos, the Wild West. The Wild West. This
yes,
is the
every
Wild,
video. Yeah,
Wild West, okay? We are in the middle of
yeah,
unregulated territory. And you should, before you buy into anything, do not buy what you can't afford to lose, okay? You should not play with
yep,
your entire life
yeah,
savings. And additionally, you should learn a little bit about the scams that can happen, okay? Because, like he said, rug pull. Aaron said rug pull. What does that even mean? You might not know. You should take some time to look it up. I highly
yeah.
recommend if you just search Gentokens, Gentokens, gentokens.com. He does have tutorial videos for new users about how not to get scammed, what you want to look for in a new coin, how someone could just freely take your money, or if you put in your money, it's going to be safe. For example, I would recommend that or any other person willing to share with you that kind of information. Don't go lose all your money, please. And
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm gonna have the links in the description
excellent.
for
I'll give
sure
you that
too.
in a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. Cool. So okay, so let's get into No War Coin then. What is No War Coin about?
All right. No War Coin. Mark came up with the name. We really liked it. Um, we I want to start from the very beginning. We were sitting around our team deciding on, what kind of coin to launch, and we were putting in the works for some other coin, and we had put in all the work for graphics, website development, coding, learning Solidity, all of that good stuff. We put in the time, and then we were sitting around, and we have actually been very fortunate with crypto. Me and Mark, at least, have made a decent amount of money, and we were sitting around and just listening to the news. I mean, we hang out like 16, 18 hours a day, every day on calls, just hanging out in Discord, having a good time. And we were sitting around watching and listening to the news and just getting, I mean, the word that I wanted on my website was we felt powerless. Like there was nothing we could possibly do. And that is more about the recent news, maybe some of you guys might have heard of the last couple of weeks, anything to do with war and war-torn areas where people are struggling and suffering and they can't get out or they can't get aid that they needed to get. That is what birthed our coin. The idea that, hey, we've seen this entire world of crypto where we're living in. We've made some good money. It's about time to give back. And that is what we wanted to do. everything that has gone into our coin so far has been either straight out of our own pockets, or since the coin is launched, because it is live. I don't know if we said that. Our coin is live.
Okay.
Anything that goes to marketing and development goes straight into trying to raise awareness, get more people to hear and understand. Um, I mean, I haven't made $1 yet. I had to rush out and buy this webcam out of my bank account the other day to make sure I could talk to you, Aaron. Um, we aren't planning to make $1. Those who are smart and do understand, I don't want to say smart, those who are smart in crypto and do understand how the Binance Smart Chain works, you can track every single transaction. We tried to post it to our community. You can see every single little thing. You can see if we send money to PooCoin charts. Sorry for the name Poo, but PooCoin charts, which is one of the main charts crypto people use to watch the chart go up and down, have a ton of banners on them. You can see when we send money to them from our marketing wallet for banners.
Hmm.
You can see just about anything. And I mean, I got a bit off track.
No, please. Yeah, no, that's good. So you're saying, so what you're saying is that, hey, the reason why no war coin was produced was because you felt powerless in with when you're listening to all the news that are happening in the world, especially with all these like war-torn countries and conflicts and that are happening all over the place. I would assume you're referring to the Middle East. I'm assuming you're referring to the Israel-Palestine area, or everything else. I mean, and I already know some of that is freighted with a lot of weight that I actually am not qualified. I mean, some people would even
Yeah.
be offended to say that I would be using the term conflict. So look, I'm trying to just avoid that whole thing for myself because
Exactly what I'm trying to do.
I have zero qualifications in even discussing that thing. I'm very interested in learning, and I just see that your coin is birthed out of a powerlessness, and to say, hey, you know what, there should be a better way to make peace around here. But then you moved into transparency is what I would say. What you're calling what you're doing is that you're seeing every dollar. You're not scared to show where every dollar goes into this project, and on top of that, you're pouring into your own dollars for as much as getting the project started up and getting continuing like a webcam or something. Like, I think that your community would be fully on board for you to spend the community money on a webcam, but you decide to do that on your own, and you just want to spend that on the marketing, so stuff like that. So is that correct?
That is 100% correct. I will also quickly say on your last note, yes, to fully put it into a sentence, we want to raise money to help those in war-torn areas.
Mm-hmm.
We are not here to politicize anything. We are not here to pick sides. We are not here to pick governments or countries or anything like that. Any reputable or even localized organization that can give aid to people in need, that's where we're looking at.
Okay.
To try to, because we cannot start a fight.
So it
But
seems,
yes, on transparency.
yeah. Well, so it sounds like I'm guessing a percentage of your tokenomics is going to go to some kind of aid or charity that goes to restoring that area of the world. Is that correct?
That is correct. I would say that some of our community would love if we just stopped war overall, but we do not have the power
Yeah,
to do that,
like,
right? Just
yeah.
yet. I'm sorry.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Um,
Stop wars totally. That's an old conflict right there. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, I would love
Yeah.
to, but yes, no. I'd love to explain all the tokenomics to you if I shouldn't quickly continue with the
Whatever.
transparency.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you want to go to. Let's talk transparency,
Okay.
and then we'll go to tokenomics.
Perfect. So, transparency. Just to start, most people want an entire doxed developer team, let's say. They want to see everyone, they want to see their information, all of this and all of that. I cannot and will not force my team members who are doxed to me to dox themselves to thousands or tens of thousands or whatever. It can be a scary world down here in the wild, wild west. I have doxed myself because I feel comfortable where I live and that I know I'm safe, and that nothing can maybe happen to me, because there can be malicious people in this world, but I do know all my team. Me and Mark are doxed. You can check us out on the website. We don't have a bunch of links to our social media, but you can search them and find them. I mean, I've had a couple of users ask how to find me. Did you check this? Oh yeah, there you are. You do biomedical engineering? Yes, I do actually. Nice. So that's some transparency about the team. Just wanted to share that really quick because that's a question I get a lot from any of our community members
So
watching this.
the question is, why are you doxed and revealed yourself, but why isn't your team? Is that the question? Okay.
Right.
So
That might
what
be
is the
good.
purpose of
Yeah.
that then? Like other than you can't force them, can you give me a good reason why they wouldn't, show themselves?
Sure. So, unfortunately, through a lot of this process, people that do dump a lot of money in, or even a little bit, I have personally received plenty of death
Come
threats.
on, why are you?
People,
Jeez,
uh,
Louise, people.
I'm trying to raise some money for
Yeah,
charity
I know.
here, and I have people sending me threats, now and
What kind
then.
of death
And
threats? Like, how does
uh,
it sound?
okay, so a message. Hello. Hi. How can I help you? I will personally ensure that you will die. Okay, well then I cannot help you.
oh,
And
uh, oh, great.
I
Glad
mean,
to meet you too.
yes, I can't. I feel comfortable and safe in where I am, but even some of my team members, because you can direct message them, are receiving these kinds of messages now and then. And that's what I mean by the wild, wild
Yeah.
west. We've done everything open and honestly. We've tried to help all of our holders in our community. We've made sure everything goes perfectly. This might be an interesting thing to touch on. We had a version 1 launch and a version 2
Okay.
launch just 10 days later. I don't know if you checked that
Mm-mm.
out, Aaron. But there was a reason for that, which I'd
Sure.
love to share. But that makes a lot of people very uncomfortable, very upset. Even though we as a team are working 18 hours a day, all of us every day, trying to ensure that we can do the best possible thing we can do
Yeah.
by them, plus for
So what
charity.
happened there?
And right, so what happened? So we launched our version 1 coin, and there are a lot of tools that you can use to see if something's being targeted by bots. Bots are people using, programs or, a lot of coding to try to put in as little money as possible, essentially, and extract as much money as possible
Okay.
from your coin. They've basically become worse and worse over the last few weeks, and they have destroyed entire coin projects, whether they're meme coins or real projects. They just try to utterly destroy them to take as much money as possible. The people behind these bots, I don't believe, feel too much. I mean, they don't need to feel too much because for them it's just the click of a button and they've destroyed you and they've made $100,000 and they don't care. I mean, they've left.
Wow.
They're happy. Um, so our original coin that we launched got so targeted. We could see it being targeted on multiple different tools. Even on PooCoin charts, there's a sniper watcher. Here you can check if coins are being targeted before they've even gone live. And I have never in my life, in the last 6 months of crypto, seen a coin more targeted than ours.
Wow.
Um, I live recorded everything. The second our coin went live, I copy pasted the address so people could buy it. I posted it in the Telegram, and by the time I had done that, there were already 200 transactions on our coins. I mean, people buying in within the first 0.2 seconds of our coin being live, and that's just not
Right.
humanly possible. And if it is humanly possible and you did that humanly, show me a video
Yeah.
and I will
Because
hire
you've
you
got the
for
fastest
our
trigger
team.
finger in the West,
Because
is
that
what you. Yeah.
that is just ridiculous. So basically, we launched and got stuck with all of these bots holding basically a huge percentage of our tokens, some selling instantly to make a ton of profit, and some sitting there slowly draining money over time like a virus. We would pump $10,000 into marketing. We'd get a nice little rise in our chart, and you'd see all of the bot accounts just sell everything. Just, oh,
Jeez.
nice, thank you. More
Yeah.
free money for us. I mean, our first chart basically just went down and down and down slowly over time. And I made the executive decision to save everyone's money by pausing all transactions. I stopped everything, okay? Now, I
What's the
explained this
time
to
frame
the
on this?
community, and I
How
discussed
long
with the
did that take
community.
you to make that call?
48 hours. And during those 48 hours, we did nothing but go through all the transaction history, try to figure out exactly what's going on. We had like 10 guys that we got on board just sit and scan all of these, tell us what the heck is going on. We're trying to track everything, every little any ounce of money that went in or out of our coin, we analyzed. And I mean, we were losing hundreds of thousands of dollars within 48 hours. That it was just being stolen from not just us, but from anyone that actually believed in our project and hopped in, or even anyone that just hopped into our project because they were hoping to make a quick buck. It was still just being stolen from them by very specific people, very specific bots, right? So I made an executive decision while discussing with the community to pause and halt all trading. And that can, of course, make a lot of people upset. But this isn't some random shit or meme coin. This isn't something that just pops into the world and we leave and let run dry and whatever happens to it happens. This is a real project, and I want it to work, especially when I put tens of thousands of my own dollars into it to make sure that it works. So after that point, we gathered as many experts as we could. I put in 18 hours a day for 10 days, basically. We put in hundreds of man hours across everyone we were working with to line by line, custom create the most beautiful code I have ever seen. And this code started on paper, written by hand, until we put it digitally on our
Like the
computers
olden
to start
days.
testing it and ensure it works. Yes, we wanted to make sure that all the math was right, all the code was right, that everything worked exactly. And then we moved everyone that was holding coins, everyone that was a real person that hopped in to buy some of our coin. We took all of what their value was, and we moved it over to our new coin, which cost us thousands of dollars more, but we migrated them to our new coin code, our new project. That's why we're NW2 right now.
Okay.
We're No War Coin 2.0. It took about 10 days from the first coin to the second coin, which I can understand might make some people tired, but it's a real project. We're not going to just let it die. We put in all the work, and now we can very, very safely, happily say that we're
Awesome.
virus free. There's nothing just sucking money out of us. If someone buys or sells, it's real people doing what they want to do, just like you would do on any other coin in the crypto world. We still calmly check everything to make sure that everything's going great, but I get people that message me and they say, hey, why can't I even buy or sell your coin? Okay, let me check your wallet address. Okay, I can see here that you're using exactly this bot. Why are you trying to use this bot to buy our coin? This is why our code has
Oh,
stopped
okay.
you
So
from using that coin.
I was gonna ask you about that. I was
And
like, I
they,
don't understand. So there's a problem here. So let me just recap. You launched with No War Coin
yeah,
1. 48 hours. Within 48 hours,
correct.
you're getting attacked by these
Paused.
bots, and then after 48 hours, you pause. 10 days later, you write the most beautiful beautiful code that you've ever seen, and then you launched 4 days ago. Is that correct? And then
That is correct.
5 days
Five
ago,
days ago
V2
now, because it was
you launched
Sunday,
5 days ago,
and today's
and within the
Friday.
5 days, you've seen people contact you and say, "Hey, why can I not buy your coin?" And you wrote something into the contract that says a particular bot or a particular piece of code that is attached to bots aren't allowed to buy from you.
So, to get this to work perfectly, we had to understand exactly how bots work, which can be difficult. But fortunately, a lot of people using bots are only using bots because they're tired of being destroyed by bots. So they were happy enough to work with us and show us exactly how this bot works, this
Oh,
bot
can you
works,
give me
this
a
bot
rundown
works, this bot
on this kind of
works,
stuff
this
really
bot
quickly?
works. I would love to, but as far as I'm aware, if I share too much information about exactly how it works right this moment, then anyone of the developers working with me that wants to use our code, those bot people will
Against
develop
it.
their bots
Got it.
slightly
Okay.
differently so it gets around us.
Mm.
It's a constant battle. That's why I love to share. If someone does message me and asks, why can't I do something? I can tell them, you're using this bot, that's why. Create a new account, a new wallet. Do not use a bot in any way, shape, or form. Buy manually like anybody else, and you can buy our coin. It's not going to stop you. Uh, but if I tell you exactly how,
Yeah, I got you.
suddenly
Okay,
we're
so
in another battle.
that's fair.
Especially for
That's
the
fair.
developers I'm trying to
What
help.
so what you're saying, your coin is not only a no war coin, it's a no bot coin too. Like this.
Second launch, super no bot.
Gotcha.
We have tons of developers from well-known coins you guys might actually know, but I'm not going to just name drop them here. But they're reaching out to us and chatting with us. We're working very specifically with Gentokens, like I
Hmm.
said before, working on anti-scam coins. He initially started his entire project about stopping people from being scammed by developers. Now, through me working with him, and I hope to make him famous, he's realized that we also have to protect the developers and their code from bot
Hmm.
users. So there's a double there.
Yeah.
One interesting thing is to protect users from developers, you want the developers usually to renounce ownership. To renounce ownership means that they cannot further change the code in any
Right.
way. It also means that they have given up any control over what they've
Hmm.
created. Now, this can usually be a very great thing. It means that they can't
Hmm.
scam you. They can't suddenly have some secret thing in the code where if they click a button, it steals everything from you or something like that. But if it's a real project, I mean, in the future, I'd want to, I can't spend 18 hours a day doing this. I'm going to spend as much time as I can possibly doing this per day. But in the future, I want this handled by an actual organization, a reputable group, or governed by our community, some type of
Agreed.
administration over
Agreed.
this where they have a bit of control. But if I renounce ownership right now, they will have zero
Agreed.
control. There won't be any project to do
I
anything
am
with.
so in line with that way of thinking. I am so in line. So here's my problem with renounced ownership, and I brought this up in other videos. Anyone can track my thoughts on this. Is that to me a coin, a project is like a business, and that like any other business, you need to push forward with a. This is from my end why I agree that you need to push forward with a visionary, a leader, direction, drive, and sometimes that means being flexible, and they have to get in there and change things as the landscape of the field that they're playing in changes. And so, to me, if you renounce ownership, it's like everyone is piling in with their opinion, and that's where things move very slow, and that's when you don't have like a cohesive thought process and where to go, but you just have like everyone's like uninformed opinions to like kind of pool together rather than having a few people's directive like visionary opinion and just following that person. So like to me a renunciation of ownership is almost like one it should be building trust, but two it's like hindering long-term growth in my opinion until and but even this I was told recently like I just launched a video on scams part 3 like that I just discover scams and I'm like okay this is a scam guys and so I've got 3 parts of video. It's the first like series that I've made, but I was also told that renouncing ownership you could just insert a piece of code and transfer that ownership anyway like
In the code, you set all the functions to owner address only, which is the address of the wallet where you deployed the code from. In the code, you can add a single line that says also give these permissions to this other wallet. So you renounce ownership, you let everyone see that you've renounced ownership, you switch to the other wallet, and you scam everyone.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So like so this is the evolution of how we think about cryptocurrencies because 2 months ago this would have been like, oh, renunciate ownership. Yeah, this is great. This is like sure locked in, ironclad, weak. Like, but then
Right.
inside 2 months, intelligent, bright minds have like found weaknesses in here, and then and then we're trying to figure out how to do that. We are literally watching the evolution of code, the evolution of projects get to a higher level of security and trust. And like we're finding the meaning on like what matters in crypto and what kind of code matters in the crypto space, which I love. I mean, you're right there at the forefront of this. Yeah.
Exactly. And there's so many things I want to share with you. I need to watch your scam videos to make sure you've picked
I'm
every
probably
one
gonna,
of
yeah,
those up.
help me make number 4. Help me number 4 and 5. So what do you think? So we've
I
got
would
time.
love to.
What do you want to say to that? You said there's so many things you want to say.
Well, I haven't watched your videos. So I don't know
No,
all the
please,
ones
yeah.
you've
I mean, whatever.
caught. The obvious one, of course, hopefully you have, is if liquidity is not locked, right, then
Yep.
that can just be pulled out.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've got that one. Correct. Done. Now, what you have to understand in coin contracts, here's delving a bit deeper into this, is code is the law. It just is. Everything is going to operate and work exactly as the code says it does. So, for example, which is not in our code, please don't freak out. If I wanted to, I could put something in our code that says, click this button, take all tokens from anyone that currently holds tokens. If I wanted to. That's actually, I've seen it audited in a couple of other contracts. They called it the black fund button.
What?
But it's all code. Code is how all of this works. You can do anything you want. You can say everyone's second purchase, you take 50% of their purchase. You can say, as soon as someone sells, take all of their money. I mean, if the coin contract is not working exactly as intended, or if someone has put something malicious in it, there are millions, billions of different ways for them to scam you, which is frustrating and sad. And that's why, we're getting audited. If you have an audit, they tell, you have a bunch of programmers and intelligent people see exactly what your code does and what you have the power to do. Actually, I hope we have that out by the time this video is published, because it's hopefully out today or tomorrow. But an audit can be really important, because an audit means people come in, check out your Telegram, check out your community, your website, see exactly what you said is going to happen. Then they check your code and say, this is exactly what your code does. And you only pass the audit if you said exactly what you said was going to happen is what happens in the code.
If everything is congruent.
So that's very important.
So
yes.
I've got a question here. You said like there's the need for the audit, and then you brought up Gentokens. Can you tell me what the difference is between needing an audit and what Gentokens does?
Gentokens tries to help new users understand different ways that you can be scammed and some of the things you should look out for.
Oh, it's an education platform.
Yeah, okay. An education to some tutorial videos per se. Okay. Even how to purchase. He even has a tutorial video how to use Pancake Swap. Because some people just can't figure out what slippage means or how to buy and sell.
Bro, it was when I was trying to figure out how to buy SafeMoon, it was like the most complicated thing, I promise you. Now I'm good. Now I'm swimming in the water, but that was so hard for this little lizard brain to understand.
It takes a couple of days just to figure out why isn't this working.
Yep.
Yeah. And then an audit is a bunch of professionals actively looking at what exactly you have written and saying, this is what this does, dude.
Gotcha. Do you know, David, after 30 minutes of speaking here, you strike me as a guy who's very, very trustworthy and someone who is very knowledgeable about how things work, mainly because you were scammed by them yourselves. And not scammed is probably a loose term. Like this whole 48 hours thing seemed to... Is this a right assessment? The last 21 days or so have been a big learning experience for you?
I would say that I understood what we needed to do. I was meant to be the people person, talking with the community, giving feedbacks from my team and everything, but I'm also a very quick learner. So within a week, I learned everything about Solidity that I could. I would say I might have even learned more than people have learned in a decade of their life, because before that week, I didn't do any Solidity. So what we have now,
what is
Solidity is the programming language, let's say like C++ or Java or whatever.
Gotcha.
Solidity is what powers all of the coins created on the Ether network, on the Binance Smart Chain network. A coin code is like a contract. If you have a lawyer and you sign a contract, or if you go into some kind of arrangement and sign a contract, everything is going to work exactly as it is written. Once that is deployed and in existence, everything works as it is written, except for maybe what I can control externally. That is that renouncing ownership.
Gotcha.
You can't control it anymore after you've done
Right.
that. So I sat down with some experts, some teachers of Solidity. I spent 18 hours a day sitting there chatting with them, testing things, learning everything I could. I had previous programming knowledge from doing the medical devices and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean I knew anything about Solidity.
Right.
I would like to say that now I know a very decent amount about Solidity, since I'm now sitting teaching other developers about it.
Yeah.
So I did something right.
Yeah. You seem very humble too, so I appreciate that your humble demeanor. It's just it's tempered with a lot of experience, in my opinion. So you said you learned a lot about Solidity here. I'd like to take it back to No War. All of this, all the last 15 minutes, we were talking about scams and how you're combating these bots and all of the version 1, version 2 launches and transparency. All of this to say, hey, No War Coin, this is a project you can trust. Is that what I'm saying? Is what I'm hearing?
I hope
Yeah.
so. I hope you can trust us by now,
Yeah.
especially the community members since day one.
Yeah.
I mean, we put it all right and put it right back into place. And at the very, very minimum, right now, right this second, without looking at the chart, where we stopped and paused the last time where money was draining out, we're up a couple times from that.
Awesome.
So
Good for you. Awesome. That's good. So I got some questions on the future of No War Coin. Okay. So
you haven't even asked me about the tokenomics.
the tokenomics. Let's get back to it. What are the tokenomics of the coin?
Okay, excellent. So, on every transaction, there's a 5% tax. Honestly, knowing most of you crypto people, that is mostly all you're going to care about. But for you guys that do care about exactly how it works, there is a 1.5% charge to charity. Remember, this is on transaction, so whether you buy or sell, 1.5% of whatever you do goes straight to the charity wallet. I know you're scared of charities,
I
but
like charity. I like charity wallets. I don't mind that. I learned this from Munch, right? So I like that charity wallets exist. They don't go back to like a developer or anything, and they have to go and donate to charity. I like the charity wallet, and I do love charities. I don't love how people pander to charities on
Right.
like a politician, and I say this in many videos, and so
Every video.
This is just basically that's just how I basically feel until I find out like a particular reason. So I'll give you an example. One person was diagnosed with a particular disease, and they donated to that charity who does research for that disease. And I'm like, okay, this is not a pandering move, right? This is like you're connected to this in some fashion, in some way. I would assume that your charities going into war-torn areas to bring relief and bring aid because of no war, is like there's something internally about you that is pained that you need to see relieved out into the world, and that's why you donate. That's why you pick these charities that you donate.
Yeah, I will never say that I personally have been affected by war or that I've been in some kind of area like this, but I have dealt with a lot in my life, and I've been fortunate enough to get through it, to be in a place where I am successful. And that's where that whole powerless feeling comes from when I see the news and these people could be getting help, but it's almost like no one cares. I can't deal with
Yeah,
that. It
and
just
I
hurts.
often say too that I think wealthy people who are generous, wealthy people will change the world. You know what I mean? Like if someone has the will to change the world and the will to do better, but don't have the ability to do better, I mean, not much is going to happen. But if you have the will
Yeah.
and the ability, namely the capital and the desire to change the world, and a lot can change. I mean, I tell you what, a lot can change. So I think that's what crypto is doing, at least in one part. It's like,
Honestly.
it's amazing. I'm
Yeah.
looking at all these tokens and I'm looking at all these projects, and some of these projects are literally week one, month one, they're donating thousands and thousands, if not millions of dollars, which is incredible. I don't know of a single, I work in a church. I don't know if I could, we could do that. You know, we don't have that ability to because we need to be able to take in tithes or offerings and then dish them out to the community. But like this way of generating wealth quickly and then helping quickly, I think it's phenomenal. It's a win-win-win for all situations.
For
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah,
Exactly. Here's something. Mark from marketing. Everyone in our community knows him. He's a legend. Mark from marketing wanted me to kind of share or touch base on. Um, the reason this works so well in crypto is because we are essentially, for some users, playing off of their greed. You have a chance to make money, but you're still donating to
yeah.
charity. When you go to the supermarket and they ask, "Well, are you willing to round this up for 12 cents to donate charity?" Most
I
people
do.
say
Yeah,
no.
I say no, no
They
thanks.
just wouldn't. Yes, but here you do. Here you're freely willing to give that off because you
That
could double,
that
triple your own
is
money.
perhaps the best example that I have ever heard of what is happening with this charity token. Because I think you just changed my mind on charity tokens. Because you're not only it's not like you're it's an optional for them for someone to invest in it, but you are making it mandatory like, okay, if you're going to donate or, invest in us, we are 100% going to take some of that and put it into to some use and some good, which is amazing. I just never thought. I don't know why I never thought of it like that. That's an amazing way to think about it. Thank you.
It's the only reason all
Yeah,
of
yeah,
it
yeah.
works.
Yeah, because like in when I go to Publix or when I go to some supermarket, will you donate $1 to this charity? And I'm like,
Nope.
nah, I don't. Even sometimes, I mean, just I'm pretty cheeky sometimes with like grocery store tellers and so I'm like, no, 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 I don't care about the earth, or no, no, I don't care about the children, no, no, no. But in this scenario,
Yeah.
I mean, just that way of thinking of it, like, hey, why not? I mean, people are going to do this anyway. Why not? Do some good in some sense. That makes all the sense in the world to me. I think you really did just change my opinion on that kind of stuff. Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought I
man.
could.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Okay, so where does the other 3.5% go?
Right. So I'm just going to say this very quickly if anyone's just watching this part of the video. 1.5% of every transaction goes to charity, 1% goes to auto liquidity, 0.5% goes to redistribution, 0.5% goes to burn, and 1.5% goes to marketing and development. Now, let me explain what any of those mean, right? Um, I'm sure you've already hearing from some of your videos now understand what a couple of these things mean. Uh,
Yeah,
but
let's talk about the burn first. That one seems the easiest one.
Sure. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Anytime you make a transaction, a little bit of the tokens you are either going to buy or sell go to a dead address, an
Mm-hmm.
address that can never be accessed by anyone, and it's considered out of existence. It's considered not part of the supply anymore.
Got it.
Doing this slowly reduces the amount of the total supply, which makes it a deflationary coin. I mean, this is one of the reasons SafeMoon got so popular in the
Mm-hmm.
first place. The supply is constantly decreasing. Now, we want this to be a very long-term, project, and at some point, I mean, if we ever reach Bitcoin level, we'll be selling off 0.001 pieces of a coin at a
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
We can't just burn everything as fast as humanly possible.
yeah.
While it does, of course, increase the value of any of our holders over time, we can't just get rid of it all within a year.
Mm-hmm.
So it decreases at a very, very slow amount, but it does decrease consistently over time.
And the reason for that is you want you want longevity in your coin. That's all.
Exactly.
Gotcha. So let's go to the 0.5 reflection.
0.5 reflection, or I said redistribution, but you're smart enough now that it actually
This
is
little lizard brain's
reflection.
learning, man. This little lizard brain's learning.
Right. So this was actually a bit higher before this tokenomic, this tax. It was to reward our holders. And reflection basically means anytime there's a buy or sell, that amount of tokens gets distributed among everyone that's holding based on how much they're holding. So if you're holding a little bit, you get a little bit. If you're holding more, you get even more. But we actually had a community vote to decide, hey, because I have the power to do it, but I don't want to do anything without discussing with the community. Hey, we need some more for marketing. We need to pay this Aaron guy so I can go on for an AMA. We want to take a little bit more money out. What should we do about the taxes? And the community overwhelmingly voted increase the marketing tax and reduce the tax that redistributes back to us. We don't need it right now. Marketing is going to do better for us.
Yeah.
Do marketing for us, please. And so it used to be at, like a 2% redistribution. Now it's down to 0.5, 0.5% on each
Awesome.
transaction.
Awesome. And that's only possible with a non-renounced ownership. Like,
Exactly.
gotcha. Okay, so let's talk about auto liquidity, 1%.
Auto liquidity is something that helps increase the stability of a coin. It doesn't necessarily instantly benefit holders or anyone buying or selling, but it does increase how much liquidity backing there is, how much BNB, which is what we're using to trade with in the Binance Smart
Yep.
Chain, is backed by tokens. So every time you do a bunch of transactions, all of the community, it stores up tokens in the contract. Then it sells half of them for BNB, and then it takes the other half, pairs them together instantly, and puts it back into liquidity. This basically means, like, if you're backing something with money, with US dollars, it's actually backed by money that exists. That we have it locked now till I tried to lock it till the max date humanly possible in the locking website I was using, DXSale. It let me lock till January the 1st of 2100. So I mean, it's locked for 79 years right now. We can't touch that. We can't do anything with it, and it increases over time. Increases how much is just backed.
Yeah.
The coin will just steadily grow, even if everyone's buying and selling and buying
Awesome.
and selling, and it's remaining steady. It'll just slowly go upward.
Awesome. So why the lion's share of in marketing and development?
Why the lion's share? I'm going to say right now it matches charity,
Okay.
not the
Sure.
lion's share. So initially, we wanted the lion's share, of course, to be in charity. And I mean, that was just the intention in the first place, to give most of everything what we could to charity. But as we were going on and realizing and discussing with the community, they would love for us to do more marketing, put out a TikTok video with 1 million users. I've had a couple people ask me, why don't we just wait, 4 or 5 days, raise $1 million, and pay for like a celebrity to come promote our coin? Well, that's because we don't make $1 million in 4 or 5 days. That's not exactly how marketing works. So marketing was only 0.5% initially. It was, one of our lowest. It was among our lowest percentages because we didn't want to take that much for us. We, of course, it's very hard to prove to people that we aren't taking any salary. All they know is that that percentage is going into a wallet that we can use for whatever we want. And it can also be hard when we're trying to do marketing every day, all the time, reaching out, vetting people, paying for them to write every single little thing down that we're doing for everyone. And I think we've made that very clear to our community. We're using this. It's all going into marketing. Let's market this as much as we can. And they decided, you need more for marketing. Let's raise that tax. We said we got this amount today to use for marketing. Well, we want it to be triple that. So, I mean, I understand, and I love that our community understands, because it is very important for the initial birth of our coin to raise that awareness, to make it healthy and steady. In the long run, hopefully even a month or two from now, I would love to lower that tax back down and raise maybe charity or redistribution reflection back up to where it needs to be.
So different phases of the life cycle of your token will need, or project will need more distribution to different areas, is what you're saying.
If we become safe, Moon, let's say, our marketing tax only needs to be 0.1% to keep running the coin. It completely depends on the volume and what's happening with the coin. We don't need that much in the future, but now we definitely do.
So I just want to revisit this point. Everything is transparent. Every dollar that you spend is where can we find that? How do I know where those go?
If you want to figure out exactly what happens, and if you want to be nosy and annoying to us, you can check the marketing and development wallet. You can see exactly out transactions where the BNB goes, and some of that went directly to you. You can. Did you get that in BNB, in crypto, or did you get it in actual USD?
No, I only operate in crypto for sure, so BNB.
So the transaction that was sent to you, where you receive that money, You can check that transaction. You can see where it
Mm-hmm.
was from. You can click that. You can go see the wallet that is the marketing and
Yeah.
the development that sent
Also,
it to
just
you. You can
yeah,
start
just in the
seeing where they
BSC
sent
scan,
out
so I
to.
could just load that up into Zapper
Yeah,
and just like kind of like, okay, see where this goes. Cool.
yeah. If you now share with the entire community what your wallet address is, they can see exactly the
Yeah.
transaction where we sent
Yeah.
you something. That's the only thing that's hard to do. We can't tell everyone what everyone's
Sure.
wallet
Well,
address
yeah. I
is.
mean, for
I
sure.
mean,
So
but
cool.
yeah.
So okay, those are the tokenomics. Now, how do you intend to move forward in building the community? And so, like, this is I love this question because I am a marketer at heart. What's your marketing plan? How do you intend to, and more bigger, philosophically, how do you intend to build a bigger community around No War?
Exactly. So the first thing I would like to do, and I'm planning to do, is to just hire you. You can just do all our marketing because you talk about it in every video. You love your
I
marketing.
do.
You're very
I
good at
do
it.
it. I love it.
So this is going to be the hardest question you're going to ask me that I have to answer because I do not handle marketing.
That's fair.
Our marketing guy, who has his entire professional life done marketing. All of his businesses are based off of marketing. All of his
Hmm.
work is marketing. Does this, but I can tell you what we're already doing and have been doing is trying to reach. You've probably already heard this before, also a worldwide appeal, a worldwide presence for trying to let everyone know about this because
Yeah.
um, with charities, if you want to, clean out all of the trash out of the oceans, you would probably want to focus on places where there's a lot of trash in the oceans, for example. You want to market to the people most affected by it. Well, unfortunately, there are people all over the world affected by war in one way or another.
Yeah.
I mean, whether they're in an area where they're stuck and need help in a war-torn area, let's say, or even some of our strongest community supporters, people that have become our moderators and admins, veterans who have seen the actual what happens in a war, seen the people trapped there and stuck there. At, I mean, everyone can be affected by this in one
Yeah.
way or another.
Absolutely.
And so that's, of course, one thing we want to do, reach out everywhere. Um, I would like to quickly say, so any of my community members watching, of course, we took that pause in marketing between version 1 and version 2. We spent more of our money on reaching out to developers, getting Solidity experts, teachers, people that have 10 years of experience knowing and everything so that we could do everything perfect. And now marketing is back in full swing. Unfortunately, of course, that means I just hate the name poop coin charts. I just why is it literal poop?
Yeah.
Of course, the banners there work really well for initial launches for crypto. You have to understand that it's a lot of Reddit, Twitter, Facebook,
Cool.
4chan, PooCoin charts. We are hoping to do that and hopefully move out of it and focus more on the worldwide appeal. We have YouTube videos created from someone who speaks completely in French, in Arabic, in Turkish, and etc., etc., etc. We
Amazing.
want to try to hit everything. We already have those. Additionally, one of the things our community loves is I sat for 18 hours every single day for a week up until launch and during launch for our first launch, answering everyone's questions one on one, talking to them and explaining to them everything. That is no longer feasible for me to do now that we've grown to thousands of people already.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. I apologize. But that's what this video will help out to
Yeah.
show you guys exactly how I feel, what my thoughts are. I think me just talking to people gets a lot of people on board. So I'm hoping that continues for the future. We are receiving hundreds, if not thousands, of messages a day from people that are doing marketing and want us to pay them for marketing and this and that. But we can't just throw money everywhere. We have to make sure it goes to the correct places. A
For
lot of
sure.
these people can be scams. A lot of these people aren't going to do what they say they're going to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can do more damage than good.
Yep.
If I would rather put out nothing instead of putting out fake information, for example.
Yep.
I mean, there's just no point.
Got it.
Um, there's also some more technical things in crypto that we're doing. We've already applied and we've been sitting applied for places like CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko.
Sure.
As soon as we're listed on there, a lot more people will see it and understand that we exist.
Hmm.
Um, there's lots of different avenues
Got it.
to pursue
Awesome.
when it comes to crypto. And you probably already know all of these.
I'm hearing about it. So you said you work 18 hours or at least every day for 7 days up till launch, and you're probably still working that. It just changes your capacity into it. What is your? I mean, and you did say this, and it really piqued my interest. And there's a star to it in my notes. You said you don't take a salary. So David, what is your financial incentive here, or what is your incentive here?
I made plenty of money off of crypto. Back when I was living in America and I had a decent job and I was making money, I became friends with the homeless community and I started organizing food drives and stuff. That doesn't give me a salary. Why do I need a salary for helping out? If I want to make money, I can develop a nice coin for myself, put it out, market it again, and have some kind of 5% tax to give to me
Mm-hmm.
if I wanted to make money. That's what I would do instead of a charity coin if I was going to make a dollar.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why make a charity coin if it's for you to take a salary?
Okay.
We definitely need to pay people in the future to handle things and run things and make sure everything's paid for. I totally understand that. But I don't need any dollars.
That's interesting because
Uh,
yeah. So I have a. So for me, I'm like, I would want to pay someone like you to make sure that this project does not go under. So to make sure that you have an incentive that put like I'm happy like. To me, the idea of having to pay someone is for a lot of other people is like begrudging, and I'm like, no, they deserve what they deserve. You know what I mean? Like, so do you have a substantial stake in the coin, or you know what I mean? Like, I want to make sure that like you are,
Personally, I own 0.2 BNB of the coin currently. Every BNB I had in crypto went into paying for graphics and web developers and everything. I couldn't even buy
amazing,
that much of my own coin, which makes me really sad.
amazing.
A lot of people don't like that if the developer doesn't hold a lot of his own coin. I don't have any more to put into it. I'm not pulling more out of my bank account into crypto. Um, that's all I own,
So
unfortunately.
you
Mark is a whale, almost.
okay.
Sorry. Mark, our marketing guy, he's been putting in money at each dip because he knows when you've got insider info, right? And you're telling the entire community, but maybe some people don't like to listen. But when we know we're doing all of this marketing and it's going to go up, he's like, I'm hopping in. I know exactly what this is going to do.
So you are literally you have 0.2 BNB inside here. I mean you don't get paid from it. You're literally I can't find you're literally just making this coin just because you feel so passionate about, you know.
I wanted some way to give back to the world. My mom says I've always wanted some way to give back to the world. I've tried to do it in many different ways across my life. This is easily going to be one of the biggest mass exchange of monies that I've ever accomplished in my life to give anything back to the world. Um,
Amazing.
if and our community, you guys know me. Um, if I ever in the future do release any kind of coin that is to make me some money, you guys are all already going to hop into it. I know that because it's not going to be a scam. It's not going to be to take anything from you. It's going to be exactly as it's intended to be. I mean, I think I told you we were sitting around considering other coins to put out, but we had already made a decent amount of money hopping into coins. We did like a fun little test coin that did well, but it wasn't anything we marketed. But we didn't scam anyone
Yeah.
either. Um, so this was our opportunity to try to give back
Amazing.
the best way we could.
Amazing, David. You are one of a kind man. You have like a very bright mind with very compassionate heart. So I really appreciate that. Look, I'm gonna wind this conversation down. I want to tell you the last question though, and then I'm gonna go through my whole thing and then let you answer. Is there anything else on the table that we haven't talked about that you want to bring up? That you think is just super important that we just didn't get to. Now, before you get to that question, look, if you have made it this far into the video, I just want to thank you so much for watching so far. I want to thank you so much for checking out David and No War. All the links will be in the description to him, the website, everything that you need. And of course, if you're new to this channel, my name is Aaron. I'm lizard brain, gorilla arm, diamond hand, brand new crypto investor exploring the wild west of cryptocurrency. That's who I am. If you want to follow along in my journey to 1 Bitcoin, hit the subscribe button down below. Notification bells, of course, for any timely updated content. And give us a like on this video if you're feeling like a generous person, if you've got some value out of this. Look, in the crypto world, is it like we talked about extensively about scams and all these bots and stuff like that. We have to, you and I, Cowboy, we got to find good people to put ourselves around. We have to find good projects to like trust, because making money's hard. You know what I mean? Making money takes our time, takes our energy, takes our effort, and that money could be spent in other places like our families or whatever. And we believe that if we invest in money now, we could get back a return later to build out our wealth, so that we can be generous and we can give back to our families and establish a foothold for our sons and daughters. I mean, that's literally what money's for. And so, yeah, we have to be very, very shrewd and prudent and wise in who we put these projects in. And by my estimation, I think you do your own research. Don't. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a cowboy. All right. Don't sue me. Don't do any of that. But by my estimation, David is seems like a stand-up guy. I mean, I'd love to have a longer standing relationship with him and no war. And so you're gonna have to make your own decision on that. So David. Yeah, so let's get to the last question. Is there anything else that's just so important that we didn't cover that you'd like to cover?
I think that I could talk for hours with you,
I
Aaron,
appreciate that.
about different things we could cover and not cover. I think just for anyone watching your video, remember, don't put in more than you can afford to lose. Understand that things can be scams. Put them into real projects if you can, or even real meme coins, as long as they're not going to scam you. Understand what's going to happen. And then I just would, to wrap things up, touch on one thing you said earlier that I have written down in my notes, Aaron, is you said some wealthy people with very generous hearts can change the world. I believe that communities of real generous people can change the world. I think that the entire world is shaped by people, whether it's one person or thousands. And that is what we need now.
I agree with you.
Thousands
I agree
of people
with you. I fully
to
agree
come
with you.
in
Of course I would.
and shape this world.
I think that's sharper than mine. So mine is just concentrate on one person being wealthy and like individuals being wealthy. But you're right. You're absolutely right. When communities get together, that can generate much more wealth, much quicker. And not have like the same, in my opinion, I believe people are like slightly bent towards doing like more self-indulging activities, more often than not. But there are good-hearted people. I'm not saying that, but communities help.
Feel free to be self-indulgent. Buy into our coin. You're still donating to charity.
It's true. I mean, that's amazing. That's an amazing part. And I love that you gave me that example. I'm going to use that in the future. That's going to be a permanent way of how I think about it.
I remembered one thing I think I should share. There are a lot of charity coins out there that use very specific coins to do different things. For example, they put I love that people are trying to raise money for charity. They put the tokens, the tax gives to a wallet in tokens, and then when they do their charity, they dump on the chart entirely, because they have to sell all the tokens to raise the money for charity. We extract directly in BNB, so our wallet is in BNB. We're never going to dump on the chart. We're never going to sell from the chart for charity. It's already there, and we've raised, if I check, it's 94 BNB so far. So that's all going to charity, hopefully in a couple of weeks.
That's amazing. I need to do the calculation on that. 94 times, let's say, 400 about.
Well, my wallet here actually tells me also the value in money. I can go pull it up. It says currently valued at $37,158.95.
Awesome. All of that's going to go to, what's that? War-torn areas for relief and all that stuff. That's amazing. That's amazing, and especially that's the way to do it too. Like, so for someone who doesn't understand, this is what this little lizard brain learned. If the value is in the token, when you extract that value, it's going to drop the price, pull the liquidity out, all that kind of stuff. And so when you switch it on per transaction, like 1.5% transaction, you pull it and you turn it into BNB immediately via smart contract. It's not gonna hit the token at all. So you're actually not hurting the community in that way just by trying to be giving. And you see this when Shiba Inu donated to India, like it tanked the price. It wrecked a lot of people. I was conflicted. I have a whole video on it. I was like, yeah, I want to help them, but dang, bro, like so
We have to
Yeah,
help
that's
our
amazing.
holders too.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to find solutions for win-win-win scenarios here. So, David, thank you so much. Guys, check out No War. Do your own research. Check him out and make your own decisions for sure. I can't give you advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a cowboy. Do all this stuff. Subscribe, like, all that stuff. David, thank you so much for being in the hot seat today.
I love to be here. It was actually one of the most relaxing hours of my last
I'm glad.
3 weeks.
I'm glad. To many more, my friend. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the moon.
Yes.